Hello everyone and welcome to Watchcast. Today I'm joined by Mr. KenKenReviews. We're here to talk about Argylle, but also we're going to get a deep dive into KenKenReviews content and everything that he's posting across all of his social media. So to kick things off, welcome and thank you for joining me.
Thank you for having me. Huh?
It's been a long time in the works and we're finally doing it.
It's about how you got there in the end.
Got there in the end, yeah. But no, thank you for joining me. We've both watched Argylle this week, and we're ready to talk through everything to do with it and what we thought of it. Which, unfortunately for me, I'm not going to be talking about the things that I wanted to talk about, but we'll get into that. But first things first, we're going to do something that we've done before here on the podcast, which is a segment called Quickfire. I'm going to fire off some questions, and Ken is going to give us some just short answer questions. He's going to give us quick fire responses, and then we'll get straight into the thoughts on Argylle. Are you ready?
Are you ready?
Okay. As usual, we'll pop 3 minutes on the timer. Here we go. Favorite movie?
Interview with the Vampire.
Nice. Favorite show?
Favorite what?
Favorite show?
Originals.
Yeah. Nice. Favorite director?
Oh.
It's a tough one.
Yeah. I gave it to James Cameron.
Yeah, that's a banging pick. That's a brilliant, fantastic pick. What would you say inspires you to do your movie content?
So many different things. I feel like just giving a different perspective on stuff, giving an honest perspective on stuff. You can have content come out there and everybody seems to have the same view. But then when you speak to them personally, it tends to be different. So it's like giving just a fresh, honest opinion on different forms of content.
That's a great answer. What's your most anticipated things of 2024? List as many as you like.
The DCEU. I got a holiday coming out.
Nice.
They're always fun. And just seeing where the new year takes KenKenReviews, huh?
It's going to take it far, I'm sure.
All of it.
I'm sure by the end of this year, your social's going to be popping.
Amen.
Tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of followers.
Amen. I'll take that.
What's your biggest goal that you want to achieve?
Host the Oscars.
Yes.
I want to be up on that stage and tell directors when they're doing bad. I want to be able to tell them straight off that stage, like, hey, fix that story, fix that film.
Yeah, nice. That's a brilliant one. And for people that don't know, what content do you make?
I do reviews for movies, TV shows, video games, and music.
Fantastic. And may I say, they are fantastic reviews.
Yeah, thank you very much.
And like he's just said, I'm not one of those guys that makes up opinions. That's fully honest from my heart. They are fantastic reviews.
I appreciate that.
I guess final question would be, we are still quite new into 2024, so I guess I'd like to say, what was your favourite movie and favourite show from 2023?
From 2023? Well, movie is an easy one, Across the Spider-Verse.
Banging pick.
TV show. I don't think I have one, you know? Yeah, I don't think I have one. I might have to give it to like a House of the Dragon.
I have to say, TV shows last year was lacking.
Yeah,
or anything tough. Anything we did get was a disappointment, unfortunately.
Yeah, I think it was saturated as well. There was just so many things, and the quality was just low.
Yeah. Okay, that is 3 minutes up on the timer. Thank you for those answers. They were great. let's move into this week's main topic, which is the new Matthew Vaughn movie, Argylle. Off the bat,
Oh god,
what did you think about it?
I liked it. It's Matthew Vaughn. You know what you're gonna get. If you like Kingsman, it's just more Kingsman. And for me, yeah, I didn't take it too serious. There were a few things that were irritating. But overall, I liked it. It was okay. It was okay. It was just a fun ride. It's like a Fast and Furious movie. You kind of
Yeah.
watch it, enjoy it, and move on, kind of thing.
Yeah, I think for me, I sit in a similar ballpark. I mean, there's certainly a lot of things within it that I had fun with. There's a lot of things that I guess pulled me out from the story that I guess didn't appreciate. And I didn't find myself laughing at the things that I think were obviously put in there to make people laugh.
Yeah.
If anything, I found myself cringing at a couple of those moments. But I think I summed this movie up quite well and said, this is really one of those movies that is going to have one of those ratings where people could give it a 1 and I'd agree, and people could give it a 10 and I'd agree, because I think it's one of those ones that really balances on personal preference and personal, I don't know what the word is, I guess personal boundaries of how far you're willing to take wackiness.
Yeah, I get that.
So yeah, it's an interesting one.
It's very Marmite. You either love it or you hate it. It's one of those
100%. It's definitely it's a Marmite movie, if you will.
Yeah, literally.
So I've got a couple of list of notes here. I don't know if you've got any notes that you want
to go
to. Perfect. I say one thing for me that really, really hurt this film was its runtime.
It was long.
I think it was quite drawn out.
Yeah.
A lot of...
Are we going into spoiler territory?
Let's go from now. Spoiler warning from now.
Okay.
Free reign.
Free reign, so yeah. Runtime was, way too long. Way too long.
Yeah. I think I really felt it about an hour in. Like an hour into what has been described as an espionage spy movie. And by that point, hadn't really had any of the main twists come into play. And not that I'm expecting them to come within the first 10 minutes, but nearly halfway through the movie, I would have at least liked to have had one.
Yeah, like a little hint or something, yeah.
Yeah. It was a very long, drawn-out setup. But yeah, I really felt it through that first hour. It definitely improved in the second hour. There was a lot more entertainment. But for me, the runtime was a severe factor of my unfortunate unliking of parts of this movie, despite it being in my top 10 most anticipated of the year, unfortunately.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was only number 10, but it still made the list.
Okay. Fair enough. Yeah, that makes sense. That's fine. For me, it was on the better side of cheesy. But it was so stretched out. It was just on the cusp of being a spoof movie.
Yeah.
Because they tried so hard with this twist on twist on twist. Like, I think if there was one more plot twist, it might as well be Scary Movie 6. It might as well.
That is fantastic.
It was way too much. Way too much. But I think that's what made it draw out the runtime as well. And they didn't really need to. I think, the major twist with Bryce's character, that was cool.
I really like that, yeah.
Yeah, that was cool. But then
for me, it was the second twist with her character that I didn't like.
Which one was that?
She was sort of effectively playing both sides.
Yes, yeah. I think that was a stretch. It was a big stretch. But the twists were a bit too much for me.
Yeah, I think what you said about them sort of perfectly just finding that boundary of not pushing too far into a spoof movie, they just stayed within its boundary. I think Vaughn just about managed to keep his craziness at bay and not go off on a complete scramble. He did. It did certainly feel a bit like a spoof of a lot of movies combined.
Yeah, literally.
especially one scene for me just felt like an insane spoof, but I'll come to that later. There any notes that you want to bring up? Any glaring problems that you had?
Those too many stars. I
I
mean, I'm
agree.
all for stars, coming together, but these were like underused, and I feel like they were just there for marketing purposes, which is
especially Dua Lipa. She was so prominent in every trailer, and no joke, was she even in it for 2 minutes?
If that. Yeah. Another person, the flipping cat.
Yeah.
The cat had no purpose to the story, but
None.
the whole motto of the film is the cat in the bag and so on and so forth. It literally did nothing.
One of the main posters is the cat in the bag.
Literally.
And they left him in a hotel room for like the mid-act.
I was waiting for that moment where they're gonna be like, the file is around the cat's neck or something like that. But there was literally nothing.
Yeah, I thought it was going to be like within the bag, and that would explain the bag. Because that was an interesting bag
as well. Yeah, yeah. Nah, I think I was really upset about that, and then I went on to read that it's Matthew Vaughn's personal cat, and I was like, this is just one of his wacky ideas again, just
weird and wonderful.
Yeah,
I think another person that was sort of wasted was John Cena.
Yeah.
Completely wasted.
Yeah. I didn't. Is the film based on a book? An actual book?
I'm unsure.
Yeah. I tried to have a look. I don't think so.
I don't believe it is, but I certainly wouldn't be surprised if it was.
Yeah.
It felt like a book translated to film.
Yeah. It did feel like that, yeah. But no.
Yeah, I wouldn't be shocked if it was.
Definitely.
Yeah. I think even Henry Cavill.
Yeah, Henry was way underused. And I can imagine what his fee must be like, because,
yeah,
he was way underused, man.
Poor Cavill, man, just gets wasted and everything.
They're letting that guy rot away, man. That was our Superman. Now they don't know what to do with him.
Yeah, they got nothing to put him in.
Nah.
I'm interested to see his next few projects though. Highlander, Warhammer.
Yeah, I saw.
Take those.
He had something come out the other day. The trailer. Something about
the new Guy Ritchie movie.
Is it Guy Ritchie? Where they on the ship?
Yeah, the Ministry of Ungentlemanly Warfare.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah. I saw that, but again, he feels out of place, man.
Yeah.
He needs an S on his chest and just let him do his thing. Simple.
I saw the interview of Matthew Vaughn saying that he wants to bring him back for a Red Son Superman movie.
Oh, really?
I think that in Elseworlds would be something that would make a lot of fans happy.
Yeah. He has to pop up at some point.
Yeah. Just give it like 15 years and DC will get to the multiverse and then we'll be fine.
I'd say 15 years is probably not enough time. They'll probably need more than that, the way they're going.
Yeah. They got a lot of content they need to pump out over the yeah.
Really
I'd say what, speaking of superheroes, this reminds me of something from this film. The scene at the very end when they literally just completely rip off the Winter Soldier.
Oh yeah.
With the music and then like the trigger words. That was one of the like head in hands.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. It like just one more step, and this is a spoof. You're just taking a mick out of all spy movies out there, because it just started to feel so messy towards the end. Like got a bit too much. They brought back the hacker girl out of nowhere. They tried to make her feel important, but yeah, she was She's just there, kind of thing. It was weird. It was weird.
I would have preferred that more if she didn't say I was the fan.
Yeah.
I think I would have found that more interesting if it was just a fan.
I get you on that. Yeah,
it just seemed...
it didn't add up. It felt very forced. Like they were just trying to connect her into the story, and I was like, nah.
It just got like more and more outlandish and more predictable.
Hmm. What did you think of Sam's character and his performance?
I liked it a lot, actually. I haven't seen Sam in a whole bunch of movies, but I thought he was great in this, and I really liked his chemistry with Bryce.
Yeah,
I thought they worked really well together.
It was one of the highlights.
How did you feel about it?
Yeah. I liked him a lot. I think it was one of the highlights of the film. I feel like he really handled the action well as well, especially that train scene. That train scene was cool.
Oh yeah,
his choreography
be my
was
favorite
on
scene.
point. Yeah, and even the camera work there, where they're switching between him and Cavill, I thought that was brilliant. I was really impressed by that. I feel like I've seen it somewhere else, but I can't remember where. But when I saw that, I thought, yeah, that was pretty cool.
That was the scene for me where I was like, this is going somewhere now. And boy, was I wrong.
Yeah, and I feel like that scene is in the trailer. So it really draws you in. And then that's probably like best scene out of all of it. Apart from, I like the ice skating part. Or oil skating, if you want to call it. As cheesy as it was, I really like that scene stuff.
Yeah, that was definitely one of the much better scenes within that film. Speaking of action sequences, there's...
I know what you're going to talk about.
There's two in here. One of them I enjoyed.
Yeah.
One of them was another head in hands. We'll go over the one I enjoyed first. The ice skating on the oil scene. I had an absolute blast with that scene.
Yeah, that's the scene I'm talking about. I love that scene. That was a wicked scene.
Just like, and the bit at the end where she's like spinning around, shooting all of them. Just like, even though they set up the risk of like everyone can die, and they still put that was cool. Yeah. But then, as you mentioned,
I like that.
The Strictly Come Dancing style choreography with the bullet flares making love hearts to a Leona Lewis song with color smoke bombs.
Yeah. Absolute mess. If you took that whole scene out, the film can still... It added
I've got an even way to make this even funnier. There was a couple sat behind me.
What's that?
When that scene started, they removed themselves from the theatre. They did not come back.
Yeah, and you know what's funny about that? As we mentioned before, based on the runtime, you're so far into the film that your time's already been wasted by the time you
want some hardcore action by that point, not another silly joke.
Yeah. I know someone was in there saying, "Yo, Matthew, we need to slow down here." We need to slow down here. We did too much. Because he really went off of that scene.
I saw a review of this on Letterboxd. I don't know if you use Letterboxd.
Yeah, I know about it. I haven't used. I'm more an IMDb person.
I saw someone's review was the guy sat next to me leaned over and said this was the best movie I've ever seen. Can we all send him a prayer tonight? And I just love that review.
That's a wicked review.
Poor guy, man.
Yeah. That person definitely hasn't seen Kingsman.
100%.
Maybe they have.
What did you think of Bryan Cranston?
Underused again. His twist was too obvious. I was in the cinema and I was like, yeah, he's gonna be her dad, and I could just see it coming from a mile away. yeah, he was underused, and even the way he died, it's just yeah. They had big stars, and they just felt wasted. Samuel
I
Jackson,
forgot he was in it.
Dua Lipa, yeah, exactly. Samuel Jackson's in there. And it was like weird, man. He had all these stars and just felt empty and
Yeah.
hollow, man. Yeah, Bryan Cranston, he didn't do anything
Yeah,
for
there's
me.
just a lot of like, oh yeah, this is gonna happen. Oh, like
Mm.
Bryan Cranston's grabbed a shotgun. He's snuck behind them. He's been destroyed by the cat. Do you
The
know what came to
cat.
my mind when I was watching that? The scene from
What's that?
Quantumania where the ants are all over Kang. It took me back
Oh,
to that.
I get exactly what you mean.
It's just
I get
like,
that. I get it.
it's just like, it's not even like, I hate this. It's just like, disappointed at what that scene could have been.
Mm.
It's just so
Could have been
frustrating.
so much more. And these stars could have been really
Yeah.
used like to some sort of level. But
What was the... There's one scene I just sat there and laughed. I was the only person laughing because I just laughed at the scene and I can't remember what it was. It was the one where she finds out like who she really is. And she was just like, your friend is Looney Tunes. Looney Tunes. I was just like, oh god, this is a tough watch.
Yeah, nah. They were like a speck away from cheesy spoof kind of
Yeah.
thing. But
I'm just...
I don't know, man. Don't know. Movies are a bit. And again, I found lately that the endings of a lot of films are just not it nowadays, and I don't
Yeah.
know why. The writers are back, so I don't know why they're struggling on landing films. It's like,
Yeah,
come on, man.
the
That's
ending was
good.
the Cavill cameo. With another horrible haircut.
Yeah.
Like, 2 for 2.
Yeah, I don't know. They don't know what to do with Cavill, man. They need to free
Yeah.
him up, man. They need to
Get him
free
a
him
better
up.
role and get him a
And
better
you see,
trim.
you see the post credit?
Yeah, I don't understand it. I don't get it.
I'm telling you, I am
It goes
so lost. So lost.
just...
It felt like Matthew was just saying,
Yeah.
hey, I'm the guy that did Kingsman.
It was like...
And I was like...
How do I explain this? It was like Kingsman. I thought, oh, cool, this is going to set up the next Kingsman film. And Argylle somehow linked. And then the guy goes, my name's... I think it was Aubrey Argylle. And I was like, huh?
Yeah.
And then it goes, book 1, the movie coming soon. Huh?
Yeah, and it's like, there's no way this gets a sequel. There's no way.
Yeah.
It has to be self-funded. It has to be.
Fan film.
Yes, this is not. Yeah, studios are not backing that. I can't see that
I think they
happening, man.
probably wanted
No.
to, and then they're going to see the response and panic.
Yeah. So it's not going to make it. I don't see it.
If it does, I don't
at
think it's
all.
gonna land well when it hits the internet.
Yeah, it will probably go maybe straight to streaming or
Yeah, I
something
can see
like
that.
Because it is an Apple
Yeah,
film,
I did.
isn't
I
it?
saw another review that was if you Matthew Vaughanified a Netflix original, and I was like, yeah, that's another one that's just like hit the nail on the head.
Yeah, it's facts, man. It's facts.
One,
Yeah, he will need to do
I
a
think
lot
one
more.
more thing for me that was like, are we really doing this in a Matthew Vaughn movie? Was just terrible CGI.
Yeah.
I mean, if I go through the movie right now, Cavill in the car at the start, when he jumps on that first roof, I could almost...
Even the girl on the bike.
I could tell you pixel for pixel where the blue screen was. And then the one for me that did it, I was like, this CGI is awful, was the scene where they had the laptop with like the brainwash stuff, and then like the pink circles were like floating into her face. And it
Oh
looked
yeah,
like
yeah,
something
yeah,
out of
yeah,
like,
yeah, yeah,
you know, the old school like Muppets movies, and they have like those
yeah,
magic
yeah.
effects, but they're practical. It looked like those, but it was CGI.
Yeah, and that was
And
terrible, man.
those odd
Terrible.
scenes where it was like a flashback, but there was hints of color in there, but you didn't know why. There was no.
It had me looking at those colors, thinking
It was
something's
like
gonna
he
happen, and
watched
nothing.
Oppenheimer and went, "Oh, those black and white scenes were cool. I'll put some of them in my film.
There was some of that. There was some of
It's
that.
my turn now."
The moment I knew this film isn't a serious film is when I saw Rob Delaney. Wherever you see him, just know it's about to be, jokes
Yeah,
and banter. When I saw him, I said, "Yeah, okay, I get it now. I get
yeah.
what kind of film this is."
Assignment check. I know what this is.
Well, I like it. He's
I think for me as well, it tonally, it was like that. Serious, wacky, serious, wacky, serious, wacky, terrible CGI, wacky.
Luke,
Yeah,
crazy Luke.
yeah. He
Didn't
went
make
for
any
the full
sense.
circle approach on this one for sure. But
Yeah.
it's a shame. It's a real shame.
Yes, it's a big shame
I mean,
because the trailer for that film had me thinking,
yeah.
"Yo, we're
Even
gonna get something."
the color scene that looked great in the trailer.
It did.
And
It
then you're
actually
just like,
did.
you're watching it, and in my head, I was trying to process. I am watching a fight scene to a Leona Lewis ballad. What is going on?
Yeah, it was too wacky. That part especially was just way too wacky.
It just all felt a bit
Way
overcooked. They were a bit too far. I think genuinely, you just die down that comedy a tiny bit, and this could be a fantastic espionage film.
Literally.
Oh God, I just had another scene.
I don't know.
You finish your point.
And I was gonna say, I started to wonder if this film followed Cena and Cavill and those actual characters, would it have been good?
Yeah. Because for me, in that first act, they were some of my favourite scenes. Because unfortunately, they had better screen presence than our two leads.
Yeah.
Which was a shame.
By far.
Especially Cavill.
By far.
That scene with the fireworks, where they rewind the fireworks.
Oh,
he had great screen presence in that scene.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
I was saying about the scene on the train where he's fighting the woman.
Yeah.
And she's Bryce is sitting on the toilet. I feel like that was a good scene.
That was one of the ones I was genuinely like, yeah, this is quite a funny scene. Like I had a good couple of laughs. Like every time the door opened, you didn't know what to expect. It was the one for me.
And another character that I didn't understand. Yeah, he was a spy. I think he was on the train. He was at her book opening, and he was on the train. But I don't think they were the same character. Because one of them was the main henchman for Cranston.
Yeah.
But then the other guy didn't show up again. You know what I'm talking about?
Is this the guy with the slick back hair and the beard?
Yeah, the slick back hair, yeah.
Was it the one that was in like the white suit? Or
no, it's a slick back hair guy. But I don't think he showed up again, and he's a bit of a star, I'm sure.
I'm trying to think which guy. On the train?
On the train, yeah. Slick back hair. And he was going to sit next to her, and she was like, now someone's sitting there.
Oh, wasn't he just a fan?
Yeah, but he looked like he was supposed to have, I don't know, some part to do with something.
I thought he was going to like have a role. Because
he's a known actor.
Yeah. He used to be in a British soap.
Yeah, I've seen him in a few places.
What was he in? Hang on. Let me do
Yeah, it's gonna
some.
bother me.
I'm gonna jump in the what's it called? Jump in the research office real quick. I'll
Let
go
me see if
cast. I love how Dua Lipa's the first listing. He just doesn't come up on the cast list. Brilliant. Oh, I forgot that Sophia Boutella was in this until her scene.
Oh yeah. Oh wow. I forget about her. And then she also did
Like,
nothing. Master of Secrets or something, and then after that it was just nothing.
yeah, just like, there you go. You've got your info from me now.
Yeah.
Jog on. I'm determined to find this
This must
actor's
have
name.
been favors from friends or something, because it didn't add up.
Freaking Richard E. Grant was in this.
Yeah, apparently director. Yeah, he was at the beginning. Remember?
Yeah.
Tiniest role as well, bro.
So you're telling me that the cat is on the cast list, but not this guy?
Alfie the cat, yeah.
That's it. Emmett J. Scanlan, and he's credited as handsome man.
What's his name?
Emmett J. Scanlan.
Emmett J. Scanlan. Yeah, him. Yeah, I knew I wasn't going crazy. I've seen him.
Yeah,
I've seen him in Peaky Blinders.
He used to be in Hollyoaks.
Hollyoaks, Gangs of London, Peaky Blinders. He's in a few things, and I thought,
He's
yeah,
done a
you know
fair
what?
few.
He's gonna turn out to be an assassin or something, but nothing. Man.
Yeah, I thought
It
the
was
bit when he
really
was like,
strange.
"Oh, so that's your type." I thought that was going to turn into like a fight. But, oh no!
It was a strange, casting decision all around. But yeah,
It's a
tough to watch.
It's a really, really frustrating one.
I get that.
I really, really wanted to like it.
But that's why I say you got to take it as whatever the runtime was, 2 hours, whatever. You just take it as that, and you literally leave it behind them. There's nothing to carry away with this one.
As we said, everyone, take it as a Marmite movie.
Literally.
I think I've only got one more thing in my notes, and that was the overused and completely misplaced slow-mo.
Yeah, I don't think slow-mo's been used well since, I don't know, The Matrix, maybe?
We just before Christmas, had it completely overused and wrongly used in Rebel Moon.
No, I haven't even seen that yet, but I've seen the slow-mo film.
Save yourself. Do not spend your time. I
was in a rush to go watch it.
I started a brand new TikTok account. First time using TikTok. I posted my Rebel Moon review. 25,000 views. And I was just like, damn, this is a hot topic.
Yeah, that went crazy. And you know, after hearing the reviews about it, it now makes sense as to why Disney passed up on it to add it to the Star Wars franchise.
Oh, 100%.
Makes sense.
Everyone before was like, why would they deny Zack Snyder? I love Zack Snyder. And then everyone watched the movie and they were like, this is why.
It says, I'm definitely not in a rush to go see it, but I've not heard good things at all.
Yeah. It's like I've forgotten all of it, so in my head I'm like, do I need to rewatch this before I watch part 2?
Yeah, I don't see that part 2 getting much love at all.
No. I don't see it getting much viewership.
Yeah.
I'll be very interested for when the figures get released of like day 1 of part 1 watches and then day 1 of part 2 watches and seeing what like the drop is. Because any good sequel should have a percentage uptake. And I doubt this will.
Absolutely. Yeah, nah, not at all. Not at all.
Yeah.
Zach needs to pull that back somehow. I don't know how he'll do it, but he needs to pull it back.
Yeah.
Would
And like,
you recommend this film, Argylle?
hmm,
Or a better question, if you
I
are
think
going to recommend it, would you say go to the cinema or streaming?
I would recommend go to the cinema
Mm.
because I think it's one that if, like for me, if you've got a full audience in there, it's quite a fun
Mm.
experience with a full cinema and like people
Yeah.
laughing and you can like feel the emotion of it a bit more. Um, but if you're going for a very silly, very wacky family movie, if that's the kind of movie you like, 100% go watch this in cinemas. Go have a blast with it. If you're someone that prefers more serious, toned down, grounded things, this one just unfortunately isn't going to be for you. So in that
Mm.
regard, I wouldn't maybe recommend it to those people, but I'm not necessarily saying don't watch it.
Yeah. Yeah. I get that. Yeah, I would say the same. Go to the cinema for it, but
Yeah,
I think 10 minutes after you finish at the cinema, that's where it dies. Don't expect any more than that, I'll say. But yeah,
it's not
definitely go
one
for
that
the stay.
has you thinking over it and like crazy
Yeah.
thoughts when you leave the cinema. It's just kind of one of those like popcorn flicks that you enjoy for while
Mm.
you're in the theatre, and after that, thank you, Matthew
Yeah.
Vaughan. I'm going to bed now.
That's the thing. And that's the thing about it. Spy movies are supposed to have you thinking about it sometime after, like,
Yeah,
hey, the way they flipped
when
that
I
and
when I left the theatre of Mission Impossible 7 last year, I was just like, wow, like
yeah,
that
man.
was a damn good spy movie.
I
And
love
then I
Mission
left
Impossible.
the theatre of
With,
Argylle, and it was like,
with,
damn, what was that? I
yeah,
found
nah.
myself more thinking
It-
like, what if I just watched rather than those twists were cool.
yeah, yeah.
What did you think about the scene at the end? When they kept like pausing the file and Sam Jackson's reactions to the
Oh,
pauses and stuff. That was painful.
painful. They were trying to get this whole dramatic feel out of us, and it was just like, look, either download the file or don't, man. Like, you are dragging this out.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
nah,
they
it
had to
wasn't.
put they had to do the Winter Soldier arc quickly.
Yeah, quickly. Let's quickly put that part in there.
I'm trying to think of all the movies that this ripped off. Quite obviously, Winter Soldier, Mission Impossible. He
Mm,
ripped off his own movie in Kingsman.
yeah, big rip out of Kingsman. I would say I feel like I've seen that floor scene where he bursts out of the floor.
Yeah,
I don't know where I've seen it though.
the ice skating scene was so Kingsman. Like the way
Yeah,
it was shot,
that's definitely
everything.
Kingsman. Yeah. The train would be Bullet Train, I feel like.
Yeah, that was very, very Bullet
Mm,
Train. Almost every scene you could link to a movie.
yeah, yeah. You definitely can.
Like even
You
the
got
scene
some
in the
breaking news on here though.
have we?
I just saw that Carl Weathers has just passed away.
For real?
Yeah, 76 years old, Apollo Creed. And he was just in
Oh my god.
what was it? It was in, is it Mandalorian? It was in Mandalorian, wasn't it?
Mandalorian,
Yeah,
yeah. Oh,
yeah.
well.
Grief
Rest in
Karga.
peace, sir. You were
Rest
an
in
absolute
peace indeed.
legend.
Absolutely, absolutely. Gave us some
Oh,
big movies. Predator. Gave
that's
us some big
incredibly
films, though.
unfortunate news to hear.
Yeah, but
Our wishes go out to his family and loved ones.
indeed, indeed, indeed.
That's very sad to hear.
Rest in
An
eternal peace.
absolute icon though.
Hmm. Gave us
I'm
some
just going through
huge
his
hitters.
movies now. Rocky, Predator, Creed.
Hmm.
You got Happy Gilmore.
Oh, okay.
Mandalorian, Dangerous
Oh,
Passion.
he did Mortal Kombat X for Jax. I didn't even
Yep,
know that. I did not know that. Yeah,
man,
he's got a roster.
uh, that's such a shame.
Yeah,
Big loss to the industry there.
definitely.
It's been a tough couple of months with sad losses in the industry. I think
Mm,
we had a
mm,
couple at the end of 2023.
yeah, and then
It's always
this is the
sad
first one of the year.
to lose someone big from the industry,
Yeah,
but it's also incredible to know the impact that they've left on so many people's lives through their work.
yeah, and lucky for them as well. Like their work, they can live on forever through their work because of the
Yeah,
type of medium they have. You can always get a feel, and just picking up
left
one of the
an
films and watching it again, kind of thing.
left an incredible legacy.
Yeah, definitely.
So that's a very
I hope he
very
shot
sad.
his scenes for the. I know they're doing a Mandalorian film.
Yeah,
I hope he's in there still. And that would
I
be.
hope
I think
so.
that would be a good send off.
I know Star Wars in the past have brought back a lot of their iconic characters with CGI, and
Yeah.
I personally don't think the Star Wars community would be mad at it.
Nah,
But
not
of
at all.
course, the family need to sign that off and say it is okay,
Mm, yeah,
because it's
and
completely
it also has to
understandable.
make sense as well.
That could be a very tough thing for them to watch. So
Yeah.
it's a sensitive topic that obviously they must be consulted on, but they have done it for I can't remember the actor's name, but plays Moff Tarkin.
What in Star Wars?
Yeah,
Must
and they
talk
also
it.
did it for making Carrie Fisher and Mark Hamill younger.
Yeah.
So they have
Yeah.
done it a lot before, but this one is
Hmm.
a lot more recent, so it's a bit more sensitive. So we'll see
Yeah.
what they do with that. I am looking forward to that Mandalorian movie, though.
Yeah. I think if there's ever a TV show that's going to translate well into a movie, it will be The Mandalorian.
Oh, 1000%.
Yeah. I think that
I think
works.
they've made the right decision of the right time to switch it to movies as well, with the
Mm.
reception of how the last season was taken by fans.
No, definitely. Definitely.
So yeah, rest in peace, Carl Weathers.
Rest in eternal peace.
Rest in power.
Rest in
Absolute
power.
legend.
I like that.
So, any final thoughts?
My final thoughts are: don't give us a sequel. If you are, put it on streaming. Better yet, turn it into a series. I feel like it has potential. It
Yeah,
does have potential. It just wasn't executed well.
that's what
So either turn it into a series, throw it on streaming services, but don't do this whole big blowout again. I don't think it's needed.
It's
Don't
a fantastic concept
think.
that is overworked and presented poorly,
Yeah, yeah.
which is such a shame. All of us have seen that trailer about 85,000 times going to the cinema the last few months. Hype
Yeah,
builds every single time we see it. That's what we got, and it was just like, damn.
yeah.
Because
Absolutely.
I love Vaughn's directing style, but that's what he gave us, and that's what we were left to work with. So it's just like, I want to like it, I really do, but
Yeah, yeah,
as we said at the start, we are honest people. There is a lot in here that you can have some fun with,
yeah.
but
No, you definitely can have some fun there.
there is a lot in here that goes maybe a tiny bit too far
Yeah.
and does pull you out from it at times.
Mm.
but you can appreciate it for the most part.
Yeah.
But yeah, I
It's
think
it's about not expecting to leave with some deep psyched thoughts, and just have fun with it and move on.
What would you give this 1 out of 10?
Out of 10, whew. A 5. I'll say it's average.
I think I gave it a 4. I was just I was a bit lower on it than. I mean, this is quite funny. Before I go and watch a movie, I make the template for my review for my post.
Oh yeah.
And I always put a predictive number in, just as like a little game that I play with myself.
Oh, okay.
And I put a 9 in.
Ooh.
Then I came home and I was
9 to a 4.
I was wrong.
That is fun. That is content. You need to start posting that up.
Because I saw The Beekeeper, and I gave that an 8. I had an absolute blast with it. I was like, this movie cannot be worse than Jason Statham as a beekeeper.
Yeah.
And somehow it was.
How wrong were you?
Very.
Nah, yeah.
It's just,
That's on my list as well, Beekeeper. I need to watch that.
Oh, I had so much fun with that movie. Just some of the little lines, some of the ways that things are shot. It is definitely David Ayer at his absolute best.
Yeah, okay, I like that. That could work.
Yeah, definitely go check that out. Obviously, this was the kickoff to February. February releases. We've got in the UK. We finally got the release of the Iron Claw. That actually releases the day that this episode comes out.
Okay. When does this episode come out?
On February 9th.
Okay. I thought the Iron Claw was a series,
Oh, really?
Yeah, for a long time I thought it was a series, but it's actually...
It definitely would work as a series.
Yeah.
But I
think I mistook it for... Because, there's another wrestling series with Stephen Amell.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I thought something along those lines kind of thing, but... I've heard good things about the film, though.
Yeah, I've heard, nothing bad about it. And then the week following that, we have the greatest week in cinema history. On Valentine's Day, step aside Barbenheimer, we've got Bob Marley and Madam Web.
Oh. My expectations are so low for Madam Web. I can't.
2024's Barbenheimer is Madam Marley, and I can't wait. We got 2 of those this year because we've also got.
That's a good one.
We've also got Furiosa and Garfield on the same day this year, so that's another peak cinema day.
I'm sure a lot of these dates will have to shift because
originally May 24th was Furiosa, Planet of the Apes, and Garfield. That would have been a mental day.
I think Furiosa and Planet of the Apes on the same day would be crazy.
Yeah, I know they've already moved Planet of the Apes now.
Yeah, that would have been an easy 6 hours in the cinema.
Easy.
That'll be my bathroom.
Last weekend, I did a double feature at the cinema. I watched a couple of movies from 2023 that I didn't see. I started off with The Holdovers. Fantastic movie. Gave it a 10 out of 10. Absolutely loved it. And then I went into Anyone But You.
I haven't seen that. I don't know those.
Again, it's the new rom-com with Glenn Powell, Sydney Sweeney.
Okay. I think I've seen that.
I have to say, super fun film. I mean, no masterpiece. But this is what... The fun I had watching this was the fun that I was supposed to have watching Argylle. But Argylle took it too far. So I didn't have that fun that I was expecting to have.
I absolutely get that.
Is there anything coming out over the February month that you're looking forward to that I haven't mentioned?
that you haven't mentioned, no, I think Bob Marley's the highlight of
Yeah,
my February.
I know there's a lot of people that are awaiting the Avatar: Last Airbender live action series this month.
Oh yes, yes, yes. Oh, series wise, there's quite a few things actually. Like
Yeah,
Mr. and Mrs. Smith, I'm looking forward
yeah,
to. I might start that today actually.
yeah. I think I might go watch that
Halo,
after this. I
yeah.
need to finish season 1. I am 3 episodes away from completing it.
What's that? Halo.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm only like into 3 episodes because it started so slow. But the trailer for the second season's made me want to go and finish the
yeah.
first one now.
I saw the trailer and I was like, oh, this looks cool. And then I showed it to my dad and he was like, yeah, I've been anticipating this for ages. Season 1 is amazing. And I was like, I'll try. Because normally everything that he says is amazing. I'm a bit like, on. But no, I'm enjoying it.
I get that.
It's alright.
Yeah,
And then I think the only other real big thing this month is the final season of Star Wars: The Bad Batch. But
yes.
I gave up on that one a long time ago, if I'm honest. I got
What,
halfway.
Bad Batch?
Yeah, I got halfway through season 1 and I just wasn't enjoying where it was going.
I get that. Is Dune this month?
It's the 1st of March.
1st of March. Just about out of March.
Just out of February. I'm
Yeah.
so hyped for that movie. I can't wait.
Yeah.
That's
gonna be good. It has to be.
Yeah. Denis Villeneuve
Because I like
back
the
on
first
top.
one. The first one was really good.
Yeah. I'm
The
trying
first
to...
one was really
That's re-releasing soon, and where I go to university is right next to an IMAX, so I think I'm going to try and get a June Part 1 IMAX ticket, because I wasn't able to do IMAX last time.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, that's going to be good.
Part 2 IMAX is the only option.
I watched Part 1 in IMAX, to be honest.
How was it?
Amazing.
Yeah, I think that's the only words you can...
I've never seen a bad film in IMAX before, so...
I have.
It's hard to tell. What have you seen?
Transformers: Rise of the Beasts. Hands up. I'll put my hands up. It was a free ticket.
Fair enough.
I did not pay.
Yeah, I could have told you that for free, though.
I've also seen Doctor Strange 2 in IMAX. That was another one that was a bit of a like, damn.
I saw Endgame in IMAX. That was amazing.
I saw Guardians 3 in IMAX.
Guardians 3?
Yeah.
I liked Guardians 3, man. It's really good.
Yeah.
I liked it.
I.e., if you don't know what that means, I saw Guardians 3 in IMAX means I cried in an IMAX theatre, just if you didn't.
Oh.
That movie hit me deep.
No, it was a wicked film, man. All round.
Fantastic. That's why I'm so looking forward to DCU.
Yeah, James Gunn's last Marvel film, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. It was good, man.
But I think he's on to bigger, prosperous things now. I mean, he's gone for Guardians. The announcements
for DC.
When they first announced it, I was actually really 50-50 on it. I think I've said this a couple of times, but basically, I feel like some of the things they're announcing wouldn't be my initial thoughts for the beginning of a DC universe. Okay. Like, in my mind, something like The Authority would be like Marvel doing the Eternals after Avengers.
Yeah, I get you. They just announced
we'll see.
The girl from House of the Dragon, isn't it?
Yeah.
The Supergirl.
If I'm honest, I preferred the other one that was in the running, Meg Donnelly. But then I saw a couple edits of Millie as Supergirl, and I was like, oh yeah, this could work.
What did you think of the Supergirl in Flash?
I really liked it.
Yeah.
And a lot of people,
like 3 lines or whatever, but she was alright.
A lot of people wanted her to stay, but I think Gunn is trying to go for a reboot as much as possible.
Yeah, refreshing everybody.
I think so far we know that only like 5 actors are reprising roles.
Who?
John Cena.
Oh yes, yes.
Viola Davis. Sean Gunn as Weasel. Does that count? Sean
Momoa's coming back as somebody else, right?
Yeah, Sean Gunn is doing that, and G.I. Robot and Maxwell Lord.
Okay.
Shono is coming back as Blue Beetle.
Oh yes.
And what's the last one? Steve Aggie is coming back as Economos from Peacemaker.
Okay.
I'm assuming his wife will be back as Harcourt as well.
Did Thingy get dropped? Zachary Shazam guy.
They haven't confirmed that yet. So
I saw him complaining about James Gunn always gives his brother jobs and all of that. But
have you seen the full interview of that?
I haven't seen a full interview, no.
See, I watched the full interview, and I think that quote has been taken massively out of context.
Oh, yeah?
Because they're talking about that for like a while, and then just like to end the conversation, he goes, well, if your brother runs DC, I guess you get whatever you want, like kind of in a jokey way. And then like the media has just been like, Zachary Levi's an asshole, and posted this quote everywhere.
Yeah, that's cold, man. You gotta be careful with the media, man.
Yeah.
The way they clip stuff nowadays is scary, man. Nuts.
I think we've been through a lot. Gone through a lot today. But no, it's been an absolute
fun. I enjoyed
blast.
it, man.
Yeah, same, man. It's been
Enjoyed
great.
it a lot.
Thank you for joining me.
No,
Thank you guys for listening. Feel free to check out Argylle, but also just feel free to skip over that and enjoy your February. Hopefully.
And for the record, we don't hate cats. We don't hate cats.
We don't hate any of the cast. We don't hate any of the directors or the crew. We are just talking about the film here, okay? Nothing's getting personal.
That's right.
No, but thank you so much for coming on.
No, thanks for having me.
Hopefully have you back on soon.
Definitely, always ready.
Fantastic. Well, this has been great. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening, if you're just tuning in. This has also been our first episode on Spotify and Apple Podcasts, so if you're checking it out on there, thank you so much. That means a lot. We'll be back with another episode next week. Once again, thank you, and goodbye.
Thank you all. Cheers.